कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में इतना सा फर्क है, एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी, ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A warm welcome to each and everyone for our Business Opportunity with Chai webinar series. This is a launch pad for a big business opportunity we have got for you. It's a 45-minute session where our aim is to provide the correct and the complete understanding about the business proposal to each one of you with the help of the presentation, then moving towards a panel discussion. During panel discussion, we invite all your queries. There is a question and answer box, and we request each one of you to share maximum queries in the same. We welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am, both hosting this particular webinar. And it's a big day at Franchise India because we are launching Bata. Bata, India is largest retail and leading manufacturer of footwears in India and is a part of Bata Shoe Organization. Bata has been holding a unique place in the hearts of Indians for more than 88 years. Yes, more than 88 years. Probably the only footwear brand that offers footwear and accessories for the entire family. Bata has redefined the modern footwear industry in India. It has established a leadership position in the industry and is the most reputed and trusted name in the branded footwear. They have a strong presence in 17 countries with 500 plus stores and 26 production facilities. If I talk about Indian numbers, they are already having 13,075 stores. But to talk about this business opportunity and what's there in the bag, we have invited Mr. Kishendru Kundu, who has been associated with Bata for more than 9 years. I also welcome and invite Mr. Ankit, who will be leading the Hush Puppies from the Bata side. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Ankit, for joining it today. Can we request you to start with the presentation, or can I invite Sonia ma'am to start and formally host this particular webinar?
Thank you, Ashna, and friends, a very good afternoon to all of you. And I feel this is an honor to present a very prestigious brand today. And Bata, for many people, a lot of people even think this is an Indian brand, and they have a legacy of more than 127 years. And a lot of people didn't know this was a global brand, because the way they customized and they personalized when they came to India, a lot of people thought this was an Indian brand. But we have been working with this company for many years at Franchise India, and I would say we are again privileged to launch this opportunity once again for all our investors. A brand, I would say it's a to reckon with in terms of trust, their reach, and what value they have created over these years. So I'd like to thank you all, friends, for being with us. And I'd like to welcome Mr. Kundu, Mr. Ankit, who have come here to present this opportunity for all of you. And friends, I'll also request, while we take you through this presentation, we have a Q&A box at the bottom of the screen. Any questions that you have on the business, if you have a location, property that you want to mention, please go ahead and use the Q&A box. Apna cities bhi aap mention kar sakte hain jo aapka interest hai, because Bata already has presence in a lot of locations across India, but there would be certain unserved markets or locations which would be a prime focus for them to enter. So your location would be very important for us to understand and subsequently, take the discussion forward. So over to you, Kunduji and Ankitji.
Thank you so much. Special thanks to my friends in Franchise India for providing us this platform to reach to all the investors there in this country. So let me straightway share my screen. I have got a small PPT for you all. I just want a confirmation. I hope it is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So let me extend a very warm welcome to all of you to Bata's World of Surprises. Definitely the surprises are going to gradually unfold as we go through the presentation. Let me start with our vision and our values, because it's extremely essential for all of us to know about the organization with whom we want to join hands and to partner in progress. So our vision is pretty clear. Our vision is to make great shoes accessible to everyone in India. We do have our values. We want to, whoever has joined in this organization as an employee, as a partner, we serve with passion. We encourage people to be bold, and organizations should be able to count on all of us. We always strive to exceed customer expectation, and the organization is there with us to improve our lives. As Soniaji mentioned, we definitely do have a perception that because of this rich heritage of this organization with our country, that the perception remains that it's an Indian organization. But that surprise will unfold very shortly. Now, our heritage with this country is so old and so rich. It starts from pre-independence period, and lots of personalities happen to visit our manufacturing facilities, our retail stores over this period of 90 years. On the extreme right-hand corner, you can see an advertisement which Bata India Limited came out in the newspaper on the day of independence in 1947. The heritage is so old and so rich. So let's take a walk through our rich history. Even though Bata started its operations in Czechoslovakia in 1894, it started the Indian operations in 1931 with our first manufacturing facility being operational in a place called Bataganj near Kolkata. And we have tried to have a roadmap to show you that over the years, how did we progress? So under Bata, there are several iconic brands that we have. In 1970s, we launched Spar, Marie Claire, Bubble Gummers, and North Star. In 1980s, we had a variety of retail stores, large format stores, sports concept stores. We came with that concept. In 1999, we realized that we need to realign ourselves in terms of manufacturing, modernizing the manufacturing facilities, the marketing, the designing, as well as the distribution models. In 2008, this is the first surprise, is that it's not only present in India, but it is present in 60 plus countries across the globe, across all continents. We have a perception, since because of our rich heritage, is that Bata, and it was a right perception till 2016, that Bata operates all its retail stores in COCO model, and that was correct. In 2017, we started our franchise network model, retail model, primarily in the tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 cities. In 2018, we introduced our red concept modern stores for Bata, as well as our exclusive stores for our brand called Power, Bubblegummers, Bata Women. In 2019, we launched our first naturalizer flagship store in India, which happens to be in Delhi. So the second surprise, last year, we ended with being present in 250 plus cities with our franchise network stores of 280 plus stores across the country. So almost 20% of our retail portfolio stores as on date is of franchise network. Let me briefly discuss you about our footprints across the globe. So we are available in 70 countries with 5,000 plus stores, and we have 26 production facilities spread across all continents. These are few of the countries where we are majorly present, and we are one of the dominant players in this continent. Few of our stores showing our global presence in Italy, Czech Republic, Malaysia, Mexico, to just show you a few. Now, if we talk about our country, we have presence in more than 3.23 million square feet retail presence across the country. 9,700 plus employees are working for this organization. We sell 50 million plus pairs, which was 2019, and this year last 2 years, because of the pandemic, we all know we couldn't match that numbers, but this year we are going great guns and we'll be crossing those numbers. We have 4 strategically located manufacturing units, and we produce 21 million footwear pairs every year. And we have 1,558 plus retail stores, out of which 280 plus are of franchise network stores. Bata as a brand has been awarded across various forums, may it be the retail presence, may it be the manufacturing quality, may it be the technology that's being implemented in the manufacturing. And also, we proudly would like to announce that in 2021, we were awarded as the Franchisor of the Year for the footwear category by Franchise India. We are proud to announce that our brand ambassadors today are associated with us, Karthik Aryan and Disha Patani, whom we have signed very recently. So overall, to give you a synopsis about Bata India, it's a 3,000 plus crore company. We sell more than 50 million pairs of footwear every year. We serve 3 lakh customers every day. Our retail presence is around 1,558 retail stores, and we employ 9,700 people within the organization. Across the globe, it serves more than 1 million customers per day, employs more than 50,000 people, operates with more than 5,000 retail stores, and globally we have 26 production facilities spread across 20 countries. Just to give you a glimpse of our collections, yes, it's relaxed footwear, wedding collection. We have been promoting our sneaker range, it's unlimited sneakers of more than 300 plus styles. We have our women collection, the comfort collection for all working women from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. We have technology-driven formal collections. We are known quite well for our formal collections. The kids collection, we have a brand called Bubblegummers, which catered to all the small kids. So this is a retail brand universe wherein we have various brands under the umbrella branding of Bata, like the Hush Puppies, Bar, Naturalizer, Nostar, Wine Trainer, Call, and many more. As we were discussing, we have four uh, manufacturing and product development units within the country with world-class manufacturing facilities, one in Bihar called Bataganj, one in near Kolkata called Batanagar, and two in the southern part of the country, one in Bangalore, another in Hosur. So this is our new avatar retail store. And we have our retail strategy being that we have plans for opening more than 150 stores every year, out of which 70 to 80% of the stores currently that we target to open is through our franchise network. Just to show you how our power stores, exclusive stores look like. This is the Bata women's store, specifically for the women consumers in India. This is the Hush Puppy store. As I had earlier mentioned that we have a flagship naturalizer store. This is the one in Delhi. And also we have bubblegum store. So this is how a store today looks like. Now we'll come straightway to the franchise business that we started in the year 2017. We course corrected ourselves, and now this is the franchise journey. We started with 70 stores, and gradually you can see that how we are evolving. Last year we had 285 operational stores, and this year the pace at which we are growing, we would be more than the planned numbers. It would be 400 stores plus, and by next year we want to reach 600 stores. So there is a tremendous amount of opportunity available with us. Now let me tell you why partner with Bata. Basically three principles. One is high ROI, the payback period of 2 to 3 years. We are going to join hands with the most trusted brand for almost 90 years. And we have unmatched product offerings for you to choose from for your consumers. What do we look for when we are talking about joining hands with our franchise partners? Our partner should be acting and behaving as a Bata brand ambassador of that city, should have an entrepreneurial mindset, should be customer centric, because ultimately we are here to serve our customers, should have ethics as core value, and should adhere to the process and the SOP and the guidelines being continuously provided by the organization to improve your life and your business. We have two types of formats. One is a regular red format, which is for all such cities with the population of 1 lakh plus, in which we look for a store area greater than 1,000 square feet with a frontage more than 15 feet, where the investment is between 35 to 40 lakhs. And for cities which have a population less than 1 lakh, obviously it should be a ground floor property, a store area between 600 to 2,000 square feet with frontage of 12 feet, and the investment is of 25 to 30 lakhs. So the investment has been broken into three parts. One is the franchise association fee and the initial stockholding purchase that is there. So you can see the red format has something else and the first format has slightly lower investment, and the capex in furniture and fixture, which adds up to the amount that is mentioned on the top. For red, it's 35 to 40 lakhs. For first, it's 25 to 30 lakhs. So when we talk about these two formats, the commercials remain the same, but the ROI, to match the ROI, we should be able to provide the same ROI to our partners. So the investment varies depending on the potential of the business. So we've just defined the process, how to get started, the shortlisting of property by franchise partner, then the property and the market definitely would be verified by the company personnel. We give a lot of weightage in this because we as a brand, when we get associated with you, we should be able to cater to the expectations of the market and the consumers at large. Hence, the property, the market verification is a must, and we do put a lot of weightage and time, invest a lot of time on this. Post that, once it is verified, an application form is to be submitted by the franchise partner along with the franchise association fee. It then goes through an approval process by which everybody discusses and uses their brain. In a similar manner, if we want to open a store by the organization, it goes through the same process because it's ultimately our money or your money. So hence it should be given thorough weightage in deciding whether we are opening the correct store, right store or not. Once it is approved, we deliver you with a welcome kit and an LOI for the onboarding process, post which the formalities start for collecting the CAD drawing, and we prepare the layouts and the furniture fixture specifications. We share it with you. We have a authorized panel of vendors through which the job has to be done by you with proper support from the organization. Then the initial amount for the stock or the merchandise billing happens. Parallelly, the hiring of store manager and the sales staff happens with company's approval and guidance. We do start as soon as the hiring is completed. We start the training process of the entire team. Then the store launch plan is finalized. The complete fabrication work by the franchise partner to the authorized vendor is completed. The signage being installed by the organization. The stock being received and displayed as per the VM guideline provided to you. We install the point of sale software, and then the store is launched along with all the guidelines and the help provided by the organization. In this process, and it's a continuous process, it's not that one time while opening the store. Throughout your journey of association with the organization, we as an organization will provide you with continuous support of guidelines for SOP adherence so that your store keeps on growing year on year. Extensive staff training, virtual or on-job training, and it's a continuous process. It doesn't end. So every month or every quarter, there are several modules that are being shared with your store team. Campaigns with consumer promotions to push sales, USS support for stock liquidation, merchandise replenishment guidance through our dedicated application for franchise partners. We have an integrated CRM module, which is applicable both for our COCO and FOFO stores, online POS billing software, continuous upgradation of that, in-store VM and branding, not once, it has to be refreshed. It will be refreshed at any point of time. Store launch kit at the beginning, and experienced team of retail professionals across the country to help you to boost your business. These are few of the brand marketing support that is being given to all the stores. All the brand headers, the visuals are being done by us, in-store VM and branding, various campaigns and promotions are running across the store, which we provide all the materials, the in-store materials to the stores. We have a specific program for all our store launches. It's a pre and post-launch program being run by the organization through digital and social platforms as well as through BTL activities to feed or to spread awareness to the consumers within the cities. When I'm talking about the digital and social platform support, it is through a specific geotagging campaign being run on the social platform to announce that Bata store has been launched in your city. This is one of the examples that we did in Bangalore very recently. We always strive to improve our facilities so that business becomes simpler for all of you. In this process, we have a dedicated application which helps you. It's an online catalog with live inventory, with all the details of availability of merchandise across various categories. It's known as Bata 1, we call it B1, which is available across Android and iOS mobile phones to all our partners through which they can place their orders. Because we do not place orders on behalf of our partners, but our partners, along with the guidance being provided by the organization, they place orders for their own store. Few of the testimonials of our existing partners. So while you're going through the testimonials, one thing I would like to share that all these partners started with us with one store. And now in 2021, 30% of our portfolio of franchise partners are holding multiple stores. That gives us a lot of confidence that yes, we are doing a great job by which our partners have got the confidence to add more and more stores in their portfolio. There are a few FAQs, frequently asked questions, that can be covered once we enter into the question and answer session. With that, I would like to hand over to Ankit to take all of us through the Hush Puppies presentation. Thank you. Over to you, Ankit.
Yeah, thanks, Kundu sir. So yes, as we have started a new into a Hush Puppies franchisee, as we have 100 plus stores in a promising malls and a high streets in a metro and tier 1 cities. So now we are planning to open a Hush Puppies stores with a franchise model in a metro and a mini metros. So now we will expand in a metro and mini metros, and later we will go to tier 1 and tier 2 towns for the Hush Puppies franchise expansion. So let me just take you to the short presentation of Hush Puppies, as a lot of things has been covered by Mr. Kundu sir in a Bata presentation. So let's start. So Hush Puppies, basically it's an American internationally marketed brand, and its company is Wolverine Worldwide US, brand established in 1958, having its business in 120 countries. And we have a classification of men's, women's, and accessories with a category in close formal and casuals and open sandals and slippers. So it's licensed with Bata India. And now Hush Puppies partnered with Bata India in 1995. Now, how the brand evolved since 1995. As I said, it's launched in India by Bata in 1995. And in 2007, we have opened our first mono store in City Center Mall, Hyderabad. Then the team has been formalized in 2010, a Hush Puppies team. And then in 2014, we had 93 stores. And as on date, we are having a 150 today. Hush Puppies basically is having a turnover of 468 crore, selling through more than 94 standalone stores and 85 SIF in over 1,000 Bata stores. So in Bata stores also, you will find a Hush Puppies. And we have our own Coco stores, pan India in a promising malls, high streets in Metro Tier 1. Now, it's company stores. Now, what makes Hush Puppies such a strong brand? It's because of its vibrant colors, casuals, and comfort and optimism. The kind of a confidence that consumer build in the product is what we have looked for. Now, who are Hush Puppies' core consumers? Obviously, the 30 to 40 years male and female young generation. We have a classic styling consumers who embraces colors, and where we have positioned as a Hush Puppies. Now, the Hush Puppies is positioned in the premium segment with the ASP of 6,000 starting to a 10,000 range. It's a premium brand, so it's above the Pavers England and Aldo. And you will see a lot of classic, contemporary, and the fashion products. Now, these are the few stores which we have opened in a malls like Phoenix, Bangalore, Express Avenue, Chennai, SIS store in a Central Gurgaon, and many more. This is Ambience Gurgaon, where we have opened a store in a new concept, and which is opened, I think, 2 years back. We have relocated the store in the mall. Now, if we come up to a franchisee business, like many things have been covered in a Bata, but yes, I'll go through it. What we are looking for is a franchise partner with a entrepreneurial mindset, a customer-centric franchise partner, ethics as a core value, and who can process adherence to company SOP and guidelines, who can run the store as per the SOP guidelines. Now, for format types, we have a 2 format in a malls and a high street, and we require an area of 600 square feet. This is a maximum area what we could require. Like in a mall, we require a location in a ground floor, and in a high street, we require a premium markets of metro and mini metros, where the margins will be 50.25% and the net margin will be 34 in both malls and high streets. And we require a minimum frontage of 12 feet minimum, with a furniture investment of 18 to 19 lakhs and 19 to 20 lakhs in a high street, with a franchise fee of 250 lakhs plus GST. So the total investment in a mall will be 55 and in a high street will be 50 to 55 lakhs. Now, to support our partners to the best of our ability, so SOP guidelines for the smooth functioning of a store, online POS billing software will be provided, in-store VM and brandings will be provided, store launch kit, experienced team of retail professionals are there. We have a DM and a retail manager, those who can guide from day one, from the shortlisting of sites to open a store. You will get each and every guidance from our expert teams. And USS support for the stock liquidation, merchandise replenishment through B1 application. Now, how to get started is as the same process as the Bata. Like franchise partner have to shortlist the proposed property, company personnel to verify the property and market, then application. Once it is shortlisted, application form to be submitted by franchise partner and along with the franchise fee, approval by Bata management, then welcome kit, then all the procedures of CAD, layouting, interior designing will get started, and we will introduce you to the authorized vendors, those who make Hush Puppies store, and franchise partner will deposit the initial stock billings, and then all procedure of opening a store like installation of signages, completion of interiors to the authorized vendors, store launch, simultaneously the hiring of a store manager, so sales staff, stock received, and so on, and then we'll get the store launched. Now, brand marketing support is same as with the Bata, like in-store VM and branding, which Hushpuppies will provide, like the internal VM and brandings, and those will change. Campaigns and promotions with regional and national campaigns and promotions for customer acquisition, discounting offers, end of season sales, creative support for local store marketing, and many more will be provided by the Hushpuppies brand. Brand marketing support is a pre and a post launch to make customer aware of the new store in their vicinity and drive footfall, digital and social platform, and launch promo offer to ensure customer conversion. So thank you. So this is all from the Hushpuppies.
Thank you so much, Ankitji, and thank you, Mr. Kundu. Friends, I open the house for questions, and I'll request all of you kindly use the Q&A box. I see a lot of questions already coming in, and I'm happy to take all these questions as well. I look at the Q&A. But friends, before I ask these questions, I'll request if you can also mention the city, because I see some questions, and if you already hold a location, koi property agar aapki ye location hai, please mention kijega. And just quickly, friends, to recap, and I thank you all for being with us. I see a large audience that has joined and watching us also on Facebook Live. So this is a company which, it's a very old brand, more than 127 years of legacy, globally. And they happen to be world's leading shoemaker by volume. And I also would say perhaps the only brand which was known as a part of my growing years. And I'm sure this would have been the same with many of you out here. And a lot of companies and brands, I would say, over the years, they start losing their relevance and they become irrelevant to their end customer. But Bata has maintained not only their heritage, but they've also brought in modern day relevance, which sometimes we fail to do in order to, catch up with the end consumer or client, we are trying to reach out to. So the brand is still aspiration, as we talk today. And most importantly, they cut across every segment, from value to premium and across all age groups, which makes it very, very interesting. And if I look at an investor or a business buyer looking at an opportunity, the top criteria which actually affects the choice for any business buyer starts with the company credentials, the credibility of the people behind, which is amongst the top, investor mindset looking at investing in any business. And alongside successful prototype, and we have seen the business operating, flourishing over these years, including a successful prototype across all cities, across all formats, a system sustainability, which is very, very strong. And we could see that in the manner they have defined their processes, the demand, which is still very large, and there's certain markets still which we might need, local presence with partnership that we're looking out for. And also the value of investment, which every investor looks at, including the stability of the company, which is very, very important. And I feel, all these elements put together makes Bata and also Hushpuppies a very strong proposition for our investor group, so to say. And one thing which I really liked is when Mr. Kundu talked about a lot of their franchise partners owning multiple stores. And every time I, communicate to my set of, investors when they ask, kya criteria dekhna chahiye when we look at investing in a company. And I always tell them, when the company is old, they're already running some locations, always ask and understand if they have other partners. And most of the successful companies, you will find they don't have just one partner manning these or managing these stores. Rather, they have one partner who manages multiple stores, which is a big testimony, for any brand. And I would like to also, mention, a couple of years back, this must be around 5 or 6 years back, I happened to meet, their MD in their Gurgaon office, which is in the Gurgaon 17 sector, and very dynamic personality. And he told us one thing, Bata has crores of money lying in the bank and which we can invest in our stores. So there's no dearth of capital or money, so to say. But the focus is on, bringing efficiency at unit level, and hence the profile of the partner, the ownership sense they bring in is something which is of utmost importance to the company. And I feel, the manner they have defined the profile, the obligations, gives a lot of clarity and also transparency to every investor when they join hands with the company, which is an epitome of, I would say, trust. So there are two businesses we're talking about. One is Bata and the other is Hushpuppies. And both these formats are franchisee owned, franchisee operated, because I did see a lot of you asking, agar FOCO model hai ya COCO. So the offering is only for a franchisee on franchisee operated model. And the company also runs a company on company operated model in a lot of locations. But the proposition here is where you own the business and you also operate the business. So we have Bata format, which is again 2, which is red format, is bigger format for bigger the population cities, where the investment is about 35 to 45 odd lakhs with the area requirement of 1,000 square feet. And the smaller format of Bata for a smaller population tier would be about 600 square feet of space, requiring an area of 25 to 30 odd lakhs. And out of which, I would say, 50% of the investment is typically in the stocks, and the balance is very small percentage in terms of the franchise fees and the capex which is required. And Hush Puppies is relatively a premium brand, and they're looking at 600 square feet of space, but the inventory cost is comparatively high because the pricing of product is a little premium. And the investment is about 55 lakhs, where your stock again is close to about 50-55% of the entire investment you would make. And when I talk about, and I saw Hush Puppies, and I don't know how many of you read this book called Tipping Point. This is a very popular book, business book, which I'm sure a lot of people might have read. This is a book by Malcolm Gladwell. And the very first chapter of this book, is an example which he talks about Hush Puppy. And there was a time in 1950s, when the brand was very popular. And, by the time they started hitting 1990s, there was some issue, and, it was kind of losing their relevance. And all of a sudden, there was a trend that was started where they, kind of brought in a lot of young crowd who started using the products and moving out to these clubs. And the brand became a rage again, to the extent that there was shortage of, the footwear in the country at that point in time. So every time I look at Hush Puppies, that is one example I always remember. And friends, if you've not, read this book, you take maybe some time out to read this book. It's a very, very interesting book. So again, couple of questions which I see friends I'll ask. And to start off with, my first question would be, because we already are there, Mr. Kundu and Ankitji, a lot of locations we currently are present in. And so what locations would we be, looking at if we are considering markets? And if you can even bifurcate what states, what cities would be a priority for both the businesses?
But to tell you, I have also gone through the questions. A lot of people are asking. Primarily, I could see two questions. Very obvious is that you have got so many CoCo stores. Are you open for the same city? I would like to say yes, we are open for the same city, but with a rider saying that, okay, there should be a sufficient amount of distance between the two stores by which we can minimize the cannibalization. This is applicable for both our CoCo and FoFo stores, because for a consumer, it's a Bata store. And we as a principal or organization, our responsibility is equal to both the organization as well as our partner. So just to give you an example, if in a city we have opened a FoFo store, we will not go ahead with a CoCo store unless and until we are convinced that, okay, it's a totally different market that has evolved within the city. And that too, we would like to give the first right of refusal to our franchise partner, existing franchise partner. If he or she says no, then we would be exploring other options. So that thing is quite open, but it should not cannibalize each other. That's point number one. Point number two, about the priority cities and all, we consider it because the aggressive plan that we have got, we intend to open 200 stores this year. So to do that, obviously we would have some priorities, but as of now, all the states in India are open.
Okay, helpful. And typically, what is the distance that we keep between one store to the other?
At least 5 kilometers.
And this is same in case of Hush Puppies as well. So we keep typically 5 kilometers in both our brands.
See, for Hush Puppies, we have a limited markets. Like if I talk about the metro, like in Delhi, we have a numerous market for Hush Puppies to expand. Since we already have expanded, but yes, there are multiple markets, those where we have to expand. So yes, in Hush Puppies also there will be a parameter of obvious for 5 kilometers. And yes, we can expand through in the malls. Like there are very promising malls coming up in Gurgaon, Noida, Greater Noida. So there are vast opportunity to expand through the Hush Puppies franchise.
Sure. Thank you, Ankit ji. And my second question would be more now on, the unit economics, which is a very, very important, business metrics of how successful operations an outlet can have. So I'd like to understand, if we can talk a little bit on typical, stock rotation we have annually, what kind of rental ideally we should look at, typical, I would say margins at the end of the day, what are we left with after taking out all the expenses, and what idle rental per square feet we should look at, maybe in tier 1, tier 2 locations, and maybe the staff that we need. So all the expenses typically that are required to run and operate an outlet, that would be helpful for all our audience to understand.
So typically, we try to limit our rentals within 10 to 12% of the anticipated business from that city. And the staffing norms and everything is entirely dependent on the business potential of that particular store. And without going directly into the margin percentage, I would like to say that what we have been delivering is a payback of investment within somewhere between 2 to 3 years, the average being around 2.5 to 2.7. Also, the first year ROI that we have been delivering is somewhere in the tune of 22 to 24%, which eventually increases in the second and third year. Every initiative is being provided by the retail professionals within the team to achieve a year-on-year growth of individual units. As Sonia ji mentioned, that our focus is individual units. It's not that what the entire division is doing. So we want each and every individual unit to be profitable, because every unit is being managed by our partner. So our primary responsibility is to deliver the ROI being promised to our franchise partner.
And how is it, Ankit ji, for Hush Puppies? Do we follow the same structure?
Yes, we follow the same structure for payback. If we see it's less than 2 years, and ROI, yes, 25%, and gradually in second and third year, it will increase. So everything is linked to basically a sale, and the rent percentage goes for that only. So yes, for a metro and a mini metros, we have got a very good examples in a Coco stores, and we have opened many stores there, and we have many success stories. So I think with Hush Puppies franchisee, it will help a lot for all the prospective franchise to open and to earn good.
Definitely. Now, understanding even, further, अगर हम एक store का efficiency देखते हैं, throughput समझते हैं, typically what kind of volumes do we expect, on an average, and how long does it take for somebody to reach, that kind of optimum level of store performance? And this might vary, I'm sure, because we have different formats and structures, but broadly, what is our national average, and how does it operate for tier 1 and tier 2 locations, which is our, B First and the red format store?
So to give you a glimpse of the national average, before I go to that, I will take the second part of the question first, is that due to the pull that this brand has got, so we obviously see the customers pouring into the stores from day one. Okay. And coming to the first part of the question, yes, for a B First store, the average business that we see annually is somewhere between 6 to 7 million. And for a regular store, obviously it depends on the city. If it's in a metro, it's much higher. It can go up to 3 to 4 CR, 30 to 40 million. But the national average, which is a combination of metro, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 towns, it's somewhere between 8 to 9 million per year business. 80 to 90 lakhs. So the monthly average business is somewhere between 7.5 to 8 lakhs.
That's helpful. And how does it? Sorry, Mr. Kim.
This is for a Bata store.
Nankaji, would you want to talk about even Hush Puppies typical efficiencies?
For Hush Puppies, basically, if we see for a high street, like in a metro and a mini metros, then we see a business of around 12 to 15 millions on an average. And yes, in a malls, it's because we take the locations on a premium ground floor of the mall. Yes, the business is very high in terms, like for a 600 square feet. Like for example, in a Mall of India, we do a sale of 5 CR from 600 square feet store. So yes, if I talk about the secondary malls, like, yes, we will go up to 18 million to 20 million in business for that.
Sure. Another important question, because we're running a lot of company-owned stores, would there be an option for any franchise partner if we wish to convert some of the company-owned stores to a franchise outlet? Is that a proposition which you think can be available or is currently available?
Currently, I would say for Bata, it's not available, but that is in the roadmap. If certain such propositions come, yes, but that's for stage 3. We are at stage 2 as of now. When I'm talking about stage 2, it's total parity between Coco and Popo stores. We do not differentiate at all. So let's get ready on that stage 2, and then we will think of coming over to stage 3 of converting some Coco stores to Popo.
I'll take some questions. I see many friends. I cannot take all these questions, but I'll see largely what questions are asked. And I'll also like to pick some cities and states which I see being asked if these locations are open. And quickly, I can pick some of these. And I see Ashok ji has a property in Jaipur, and this is Nivaru Road. There's a location which is available. And I also see a question from our partner Rajesh Ratanji from Punjab. He's looking at Punjab, Haryana, Himachal potential, and also locations like Bangalore. I have Sandeep Kejriwal ji who's looking for Bangalore, and Parbhani is another city where I'm seeing the interest from one of our investors. Noida, Greater Noida, I see Mr. Karan. Then I have Kolkata, which is asked by Ravi Santoshi. And I see many cities, including Chennai, which I see Mr. Murgul, who's there on our webinar. And some of you friends, you've not mentioned the cities, so I'll just take the cities. And I see Sandesh Kirk from Gujarat, Vadodara. That's where he's looking for. I see somebody from Hisar, and I know we already have a Bata store there. That's where he's looking at. He already has a location of 2,200 square feet. And his question is if he can get a Bata Red store as a flagship store in Haryana. And he says he's already running 2 franchise in the same established market, running already 2 franchise stores, some other company, but he's running 2 franchise stores already. So I'll see some more cities also, but do you think all these cities make sense for us for both the brands or either of the brands?
Absolutely, for Bata, yes, makes sense. What I was also going through the questions being put up in the chat box. Yes, Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana are our priority states. So there would be obviously many cities which are open, and we want to open stores aggressively in these states. Kolkata, what I see that if we go for a franchisee, will it include all brands? Yes, our franchise model includes all brand offerings. More so, it's across the country. More so, we do not differentiate if it is in a metro or a tier 1 town. So all the offerings are there. Also, I could see many such cities available. The reply remains same. The location should be in a different market if we have an existing store in that city, and so that the cannibalization between both the stores, your store as well as the company store, is minimalistic.
Absolutely. And even cities like Aurangabad, we would be open. And I see Mr. Philip Thomas asking for Ernakulam. That's a location we would also be keen. And Kerala, what are locations, Mr. Kundu, we would be looking at? If I look at Kerala as a market, do we have specified cities that we are focusing on?
Sonyaji, yes, we do have a list of cities where we are focusing on, which obviously would not be possible to remember all such cities, because
Sure.
there is a list of around 500 to 600 towns where we intend to open our store from all the states. But yes, once the interest is shown, and then we can enter into a one-on-one discussion to understand the availability of the location. But one thing is very prime, and we lay a lot of importance on that it doesn't matter whether you own a store. The thing that matters the most is whether the business is going to come as per the potential in that market.
Absolutely.
So that is of extreme importance. And then once we are sure, only then we decide to go ahead.
Absolutely. And I have a question which is from Mr. Sanjay Devanji. He's asking, can a Bata store have a hush puppy counter as well? Can there be shop and shop within Bata store?
All our Bata stores do have hush puppy counters within the store.
So when we say all Bata stores have a counter, so when we look at the investment of Bata, does that already include a inventory for hush puppies?
Yeah, not the entire range of hush puppies, but yes, we shortlist and we offer. The offering is limited to the bestsellers,
Yes.
so that the investment is safe of our franchise partner.
जी एक और क्वेश्चन है which I see a lot of people asking, जैसे हमारा, because I did see in the presentation, we also assist our partners to liquidate stock in terms of end of season sale. So what is our participation? I did see somebody asking, अगर discounting हम करते हैं, is it participated by the company, and to what extent is the sharing, or it is completely done by the company?
So for all such campaigns, what we run across the year, it might be a Diwali, the festival campaign, or might be the end of season sale.
Right.
The participation is equal from both sides, with 50-50.
I think that was one question I saw again coming in. So this is 50-50 participation from both the ends. So whether that's end of season sale or any kind of occasion related discounting or promotions which is being done. So guys, keep writing if you have questions, but unfortunately we don't have too much of time to take all these questions. I see a lot of cities which you have asked for, and the team at Franchise India are working across 90 plus cities, and I see interest coming from a lot of cities today. So our teams will reach out to all of you friends between today and tomorrow. And I will like to request all of you to block time, because we have a lot of response which have come in. So if you block your time with us, we would be able to, block maybe 35-45 minute session for each one of you. We have a special discovery day, which we are planning on 14th of April, which is this week itself, but I feel 14 would still be a couple of days ahead. But starting today, all of you friends who are keen, please reach out on a hotline number. I'll request Archana, she puts our hotline number also. आप इस number पे call कर सकते हैं. We'll also put our email ID. You can email us on that ID. And at the same time, हमारी team भी आपसे reach out करेगी. We'll reach out to you, block your time, and also take convenient time from Kundu ji and Ankit ji, and block starting maybe tomorrow onwards. And before we close, Kundu ji and Ankit ji, I'll request any message that you want to give to entire audience which is present, listening both live and on the webinar.
Would like to thank everybody because of taking out some 1 hour time out of your busy schedule. One message very clear and loud is that since you're showing trust in this brand, we are making ourselves responsible to be true enough and prove ourselves that your trust is actually that on the brand is true, and we are going to deliver that. We always have one ambition, that whoever has joined hands with this brand, partnering in the progress of the brand as well as you, we would be true to that, and you will really prosper.
Great. Thank you so much. And friends, all of you have asked a lot of locations. A lot of you are even asking, kaun si locations Bihar mein available hai. One of my partners from Bihar, a very successful partner. So what we will do, we'll take the entire list of locations that we are looking at, and we'll share the entire location list with all our partners and also everybody who comes in, so that we have clarity on what locations we wish to go ahead. And we would be able to share it maybe post the webinar with all of you. And I'll request and again thank all of you for being a part of the webinar today, and thank you for the overwhelming response that you've had. And thank you once again, Kundu ji, Ankit ji, for being a part of this webinar, almost 1 hour that we come close to. And I see the investor interest intact, and I still see a lot of questions pouring in. So friends, thank you once again. And a lot of you are, I'm acknowledging all your response. आप लोगों ने अपने numbers, email ID छोड़े. You've also mentioned that you want to talk, you want to discuss. So please be assured that our teams will reach out to all of you. We'll fix up your time and get you in one-to-one discussion with Kundu ji and Ankit ji. And before I close, I'll request Archana if you can take over for your concluding remarks.
Thank you so much, Kundu sir. Thank you so much, Ankit. Thanks, Sonia ma'am, for sparing time joining us today for this launch webinar. We would like to thank all the dear participants for your appreciation, love towards this particular webinar. We'll definitely come back to you with more of the information. Please connect with us at our business hotline number, which is 97176 83838. Also, you can write to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. In case you wish to understand different kind of the business association, different event, digital and physical we do, please connect with us at our different social handles. Also, you can join Gaurav sir and Sonam at their LinkedIn ID. Information just we have shared on a screen. And tomorrow under our 12 p.m. webinar, we are bringing the brand from Mumbai. Aapka Supermarket is the brand we are launching tomorrow. It's a one-stop solution shop for all your non-veg items. They are offering the business model which can be started with the investment of just 13 lakh rupees. So don't miss this chance. Join us tomorrow by due registration. Registration can be done either by connecting with us at our business hotline number or go to Facebook page. Thank you so much once again for your love and blessing. Enjoy your day. Have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.